So we are going to start with a simple database query. Okay. So that's your query.
Okay, so we employ table ID name send it. Okay. Um. Okay. Like I can do it in MySQL way, but some have to link with the Oracle. I know how to do it in MySQL.
So you can use any database you want. Okay.
Sure. Um, this query would get into result of the second highest salary in MySQL. But I know there in the Oracle we have to use something dense rank or rank function where we have to figure it out this thing.
Okay. So next question will be a coding question. Okay.
Okay.
So what you have two strings. Okay, S1 and S2,
Mhm.
and so you need to write a method which will return the count or like the occurrence of S2 in S1.
So occurrence of string S2 in S1 that we have to do.
Yes. Yes. So let's just say for the given example. Okay.
Mhm.
Can you tell me what is the value written? What will be the value written by your method?
Okay, just let me
Yeah, yeah, sure.
also one and two.
Two. Okay, so you understand the question, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now there is some restriction which you need to follow while writing the code. Okay.
Mhm.
So first you need to write a method in a generic way. What I mean by generic, the
Yeah.
value of S1 and S2 can be anything. Their length can be anything. Okay.
Okay.
Now, now second thing is you can't use any strings inbuilt APIs.
Okay.
Okay. And third one is your time complexity should be as minimum as possible.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you can start writing your code.
Okay. And we also not allowed to use regular expression like split function.
So split is part of string itself, right?
Mhm.
You can't use it.
Okay.
So basically, what I'm trying to see here is like the logic building part. Okay, like how you
Mhm.
build your logics. So if
Mhm.
you use like some pattern matching or something like that, then
Mhm.
that part will be missing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no need to handle exception and something like that. Okay, just the like
Uh,
core logic.
um, I believe this will solve the purpose.
I told you right. You can't use any strings inbuilt APIs.
Okay. Okay. Um, at least we have to use, what I understood, string dot split to get the array of a string. Then we can start comparing one by one element. Uh,
Sorry.
means as per my understanding, at least I have to use string s1 dot split with double quotes so that I can get each character of it. Like so
Okay,
that.
but like I guess you can get the individual characters with caret method also. Strings caret method.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Like that's fine. Or just assume that instead of string,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
it's an array of characters.
Okay.
Let's go with that. Okay,
Okay.
if you're getting confused,
Hmm.
just treat them as a char array. Okay.
Um, I believe it will work, and the point complexity would be n square.
Okay, so trivial, natural. Okay. Can you reduce the complexity of your solution?
Uh, Means I have tried this by putting n minus first length, even it's a void array out of bound exception. Uh, first, first for loop, only half of the loop will go further. That I thought of. Um,
Mhm. But I guess if you are running your first loop from S1 length minus S2 length only, then you won't be able to find the correct solution, right? Because you are not comparing the last elements.
no, we are doing it like uh, uh, after the half of the length. Okay, if it
Uh-huh.
reaches till the end, let's say the bigger string is of character 10, and the
Uh-huh.
smaller string of length 3, and we have
Uh-huh.
already reached at 7. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so no
Uh-huh.
meaning of comparison of beyond 8 and 9 10 because it's of length bigger than that. So
But
definitely.
okay, here it might be the case that the last three characters, right? They were they were matching.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like it might be one plus. That's just small here and there. If it is with the ID, I can tell exactly. But it's not like last few characters. We have to skip it
Okay,
because that's my
let's
whole point.
okay. Now my point is, let's take this example. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so this is of length 12. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and this is of length 2,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Have you
So
typed something on the document?
just scroll up, right? Yeah, down. Yes, S1, S2. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is of 12, right?
Okay.
And this is of 2.
Okay.
So according to your logic, so you are doing 12 minus 2. So till 10
Uh,
character, you are running your
Yeah, means
uh,
10. I'm just thinking like 10,
10 plus, yeah,
like L1 minus L2 plus 1. So it will
plus 1.
try to compare till I. And now the
I.
only one element is remaining. Let's say.
Yes.
Yeah. So there
Yeah, but the
is
problem is, Swapnil, listen. The problem is that you are not checking this last element, right? And
T.
it was actually matching. It was actually matching. IT is matching, right?
No, sir, just give me 2 minutes. I'll explain. Suppose
Uh-huh.
that let's make it some bigger string. Okay? So for more clarification, I'm
No,
taking
no,
an
no. Swapnil, let's walk through with the given example itself.
so as per
Okay,
my
just
given
just,
logic. Okay,
just tell me,
okay. As
just
per
tell
my
me how
given
the
logic.
solution.
Okay, as per my given logic, it will try
Uh
to
huh.
compare till
Mm-hmm.
I, not T.
I.
Yeah, till I,
Yes.
not T. Okay,
Yes.
so
Mm-hmm.
it will skip the last element. Last element
Yes.
means whenever the remaining element will be lesser than string s2, it will
Mm-hmm.
try to skip because it's not practically possible to compare this equipment, doesn't make any sense. That's why I
But
am trying to.
okay, okay, Swapnil, hold on. Okay. So with your given solution, right,
uh,
for the provided example, just tell me what will your method return.
okay. Hello.
Yes.
I believe we will return two element.
Sorry.
Two, numeric two.
Two. Okay. How it will return two?
Uh, if you allow me, I can write this code in the Eclipse or IDE better. Even I can.
No, 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 that's fine. That's fine. We don't need to get into that much detail. Just tell me how it will return two.
Okay, so the thing is
Yeah.
that we have started from zero, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we have
Mm-hmm.
taken the initialization of each element from where start comparison. The for loop second that we are seeing it, that is doing the main logic for the comparison, okay, and the I is start tell me from where to start comparison, okay, and it's not like the till the end, it's just compare to the length of S2, okay. So and if
Mm-hmm.
all the element are matched, okay, then
Mm-hmm.
only it would become remain true. If any one of the element is fails, it would be a fail, and also just adding the break, so it would break. So it will try for the next, starting from the next element is from the S1, and that process will keep on continue. And there are the would be only the two places at this string
Mm-hmm.
where IT and at the end IT will match, and then that will work.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Uh, okay. Just give me a moment. So, did you see my question?
um, a public static void main um, can we override this thing? Public static void main can be override. First of all, the static method cannot be overridden. They are known as the method hiding in the concept. So I don't think so we can override.
Okay. Can you write down your answer? Like yes or just simple yes or no will be enough. Thanks. So next is puzzle. Okay.
Mhm,
So you have eight identical balls.
mhm,
Okay.
mhm,
The shape, size, color, or other characteristics are the same.
mhm,
So out of those eight balls, seven ball have the same weight and one ball is heavier. Okay.
mhm, mhm,
And you have one weighing machine.
mhm,
It's a two-sided weighing machine which tells you which side is heavier, if any, or otherwise it will
mhm,
tell you that the weight of both the sides are same. Okay.
mhm, mhm,
Now what you need to do, you need to figure out the heavier ball.
mhm,
So so what you need to tell me, you need to tell me that how many times you will use the machine to
mhm.
figure out the heavier ball. And your approach should be that you should use the machine as minimum number of time as possible. Okay.
Okay.
So first, did you understand the question?
Yes, I do understand. I mean, your question is how many times you are going to use your machine, and so that we can figure it out the heaviest ball.
Yes.
Okay.
In such a way that you should use the machine as minimum time as possible.
Okay. Can I, while thinking, can I write it? Just. Step one, step two.
Yeah, yeah, fine.
We can do like four each, and then
Uh-huh.
we can think of step two. We can definitely will figure it out which one the heavier one. So
Okay, Swapnil, can you do it in two?
um, let me think. Yeah, we can do it through two step as well.
How?
Should I write it?
No, just tell me.
Um, we can take three collections like ball of
Uh-huh.
three, three, and two. Then we'll start comparison three of three. If they were equal, means we either of the second the two balls would be greater one, and we'll be able to figure it out. If one of them is heavier, now we will take two ball out of three, and then we'll push it, put it into the weighing state. If they are equal, it means third one is the heavier one, and if not, weighing will tell us which one is the heavier one.
Okay, cool. Okay, uh, Swapnil, can you tell me the time complexity to add any element inside of a set?
Um, in here, like in did set element. Uh,
Yes, element inside of a set.
Honestly, miss, I don't know. Means I might be. I'm not sure honestly. Log n or log n. I'm not sure, sir.
Yeah, no issues, no issues. That's fine. Uh, So, like, have you worked with collections?
Yes, I do. I regularly do work with it.
Okay, 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 fine. So, okay, let's say you have singly linked list, okay,
Mhm.
and uh, and you don't know its size.
Mhm.
So, what you need to do, you need to figure out the value stored in the middle element of that list, okay.
Mhm.
And now you can only traverse the list once.
Okay.
How will you do it?
Um, we can take two pointers. One is the
Okay.
slow pointer and second is the fast pointer. Fast pointer moves two step at a time, and one slow pointer will move one step at a time. And once the second pointer will reach the end, obviously the first pointer would be at the mid. So that would be
Okay.
able to figure it out.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So you have worked with Spring Boot, right?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me the difference between put and post APIs?
These are the HTTP methods, put and post. Post is basically used to create a new resource or insert a new value. Put is basically used to update an existing resource value. So that is the basically difference between them.
Okay. So let's just say I want to update an existing record, okay?
Mhm.
But by mistake, instead of put, I have used post.
Mhm.
So what will happen?
Actually, it will happen, it will work as expected. These are the verbs like it ought to condition. We shouldn't violate these method. At the result, it will be having no effect. It will update the value as well. But it's a indicators. It is the suggestible. You should use appropriate methods.
Okay. Okay, got it. Got it. Oh.
So have you used volatile keyword?
I haven't used, but I'm aware about whenever we are. I mean, I haven't worked in the multi-threaded environment, but I have read during the study that if the multiple threads are needing a common value, and sometimes they got cached, and if we always want to get updated value, so in that context, we have to use the volatile keyword with that.
Okay. Okay, fine.
So can you tell me how many type of auto wiring is there in Spring?
Um, I know auto-wire means you are talking about injection or like say I know constructor injection and setter injection. Auto-wire by like auto-wire is something which has to be available. If whatever the bean is available of that particular type, it will automatically going to be attached with that. Or we can give through the bean name as using qualifier.
Okay.
So what is the default bean scope in Spring?
It's a singleton.
Okay. Have you used prototype anywhere?
I haven't used it, but I'm pretty much clear. If we don't want to, means if we every time whenever we are getting the bean and we want a new object of it, then we can use the prototype.
Okay. Can you tell me the time complexity of this method?
It's a n square, n cross n or n square.
Can you write it down?
Yeah.
Okay.
So which version of Java are you using?
I'm using Java 8, sir.
Java 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know there is a change in interface, right, in Java 8?
Yes, I know. Like now we can define the default methods implementation in the interface as well.
Okay. So why did they do it? Like what is the requirement of that?
I believe they wanted to support the backward compatibility, like the for each method they have introduced in the collection. If they were not doing so, then they have to implement it in all the collection classes. So to support, it's all about the intention to support the backward compatibility.
Okay. So next is a coding question. Okay, Swapnil. So just go through it and let me know if you understand the question or not.
I got the question. We know, do not use to create another array, and we have to put all the zeros at the end. Should I start?
Okay. Yeah, sure. So just to clear, you read the conditions carefully, right? You are not allowed to create any other array.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, cool.
I believe this will solve the purpose. What I am trying to do, I started from comparison from the front. If we found any zero value, and then if we found non-zero value, sorry, zero value in the front, and we also have a backward pointer which is L, and that was traversing from the back end or back. If just by going to replace those value, if at the back it found non-negative, or sorry, non-zero number, it's going to be replaced with the zero value, and that's just to keep on continue. So this will work actually.